Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, running on PC. Okay, here's my Meowlaketh. Although I'll be honest with you, I don't really like Meowlaketh's weapon. You know, he's such a cool character with such a cool design, but the weapon just sucks. It's like, how are you able to kick my ass with that weapon? I don't get it. So why don't we hit the Nagakiba instead? Alright, so, Renala. Yeah, I ended up beating Renala off stream. I actually didn't really even mean to. So I apologize for that. I actually wanted to do that on screen. But I'll tell you my strategy. So, first of all, I actually like the Great Shield Soldier's ashes. So that makes 5 Great Shield Soldiers. What's good about that is that, you know, while they have, you know, some fairly low health, and against Renala, you know, they can only survive like maybe 5 or 6 hits. You know, the fact that there's 5 of them keeps her somewhat occupied. So that's the good thing, is that you have like more moving targets for her to deal with. This is my setup that I used. So I used the Najikatama, and then I used the Cold Fingerprint Stone Shield. As it turned out, I really didn't use this that much, but it's just like an insurance policy in case she decides to do her double presses, where she's giving you 2 or 3 strings in a row. You know, when you're low on health, because she tends to do that. I think the other thing to keep in mind is that the first phase, when she's doing her pressing attacks, this is a lot like the Millennia fight, in that the game is expecting you to dodge towards the opponent. So when she's doing her successive strings, once you get the timing down, if you're dodging towards her, then she will tend to overshoot and miss you. That'll put you at her side most of the time. When she starts using the Sword of Night and Flame, that one's an interesting one, because the flame portion is a area effect attack. So you'll have to dodge or guard, right? So, you know, usually you'll have to dodge. And she gives a pretty good tell on that one, so it's fairly obvious when she wants to use the flame portion. When she wants to use the night portion of that sword, then all you have to do is walk up right next to her and stay inside. You know, basically pressed up right inside of her, or right against her, as the night spell is active. Because in her immediate vicinity, basically that spell works all around her, but it doesn't have any effect inside the vortex where she is. So if you, I accidentally just ran up inside that vortex during the flame portion. You know, I dodged inside because, again, this game is trying to get you to dodge, roll forward into the enemy. I just ended up finishing her life bar, just attacking her while she was doing that. So that's the basic strategy. You don't, of course, have to use your Spirit Ashes if you don't want to. It's just that the first portion of the game, when she does her pressing attacks, are going to be kind of hard to manage. And the other important thing to remember too is that, unfortunately, this boss in particular, Renala, reads your inputs. So, as I was playing, I noticed that whenever I hit my heal, like the second I hit heal, then she would do she would launch the crescent attack, you know, the crescent projectile. and she did it like 3 times in a row. So that's one of the bad things about this boss is that yes, it's a hard boss, so it's already a hard boss. Plus, it reads your inputs, which to me is the crowning achievement to disgrace when you're making an AI opponent. You know, From Software is known for making very very challenging bosses, but when it gets to the point where it's cheating, you have to call it out. I mean, this boss cheats. This boss reads your inputs and then reacts in the way that no human could possibly react. So I'm pretty disappointed in this one. You know, this is one of the harder fights. You can get into this area pretty easily, so you can accidentally wander in here. I guess you're not supposed to fight this boss this soon into the game. I didn't know. So I'm fighting this boss really, really early before you do any of the other exploration. And she's really, really tough. She's very close to being Melania in her fighting style, except she doesn't gain any HP. I think From Software heard the loud complaints about how Melania was always gaining her HP during her difficult attacks. So I think they listened, at least for this boss fight. I don't know. So again, I'm sorry I couldn't do that on screen. Once I realized that she was going to die, I'd already registered my last hit, and then I couldn't close the program out fast enough for the game to auto update the save. I went to go looking for an old save in Steam, but they only keep one save, and that's your recent save. So unfortunately, I'm out of luck here. Also, unfortunately, this game doesn't have a boss replay, unlike competing games. So Stellar Blade, Liza P, and Lords of the Fallen let you have a boss replay. I'm not that I'm surprised that there isn't any boss replay function. I mean, the only way to replay a boss in Elden Ring or any of the From Software games is to play the game over, which I think is dumb, especially in light of all the competing Souls-like games out there. Souls-like games let you play bosses over and over again. Almost all of the new ones that have a fair budget behind them, because everybody knows that that's the fun part of a Souls-like, is not so much the in-between levels, but having that extra challenging boss fight is what we play these games for. And without the ability to do that without starting a whole nother game or going into a new game plus is ridiculous. I would say that and the input reading of this boss really brings my rating down on this expansion. I think it just sort of taints the overall Elden Ring brand by having something so absolutely cheap, which a human can't do anything about. I mean, input reading is cheating beyond cheating. So I hope that doesn't happen for the end of the other bosses, although I don't know. From Software does have other games that they have made where there is less blatant input reading, and here it's just flat out blatant. Just ridiculous amount of input reading. So if you end up having to use ashes, or you grab your fingerprint shield or whatever your top build from the base game is, there is no shame in using an overpowered build, because this game is cheating. Cheating like a cheating cheater, So normally I would say maybe there's a little bit of shame in using kind of an OP build, or maybe using Spirit Ashes, but not in this case. Once you get to Rennala, just cheat, because input reading again is a thing you can't do anything about. It's just not possible for a human to compensate for a game that is reading your inputs and reacting instantly. It's like I said, it's too bad that it came to this. I don't know if they were pressed for time or what, but I really hope they reconsider ever doing it again, because it really sucks. I mean, I'd bring the review down 2 whole points for that. Yeah, you guys know better than this. Don't do input reading. Come on now. It's such a well-respected studio, and everybody gives this company a pass, but if any of that level of input reading was in Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin or Lords of the Fallen, you know, reviews would reflect that and would complain, rightfully so, right? Rightfully so, you'd complain about input reading as being a crutch for your boss fights. And here, honestly, it seems like people just are willing to give From Software too much leeway when they, they're the leaders in this field and they should know better. Let's see, Monk's Missive, a letter bearing a terse message and an illustration of a monk, his hands held together. Seek me to the east if you wish to pursue the way of the warrior. When you find me, you will challenge me to a bout. There's no need for words. I mean, there should be a need for words. And say, hey, are you the monk I'm fighting? Otherwise, you're just a murderer, wandering around towns, marauding everyone that you see.
You have a knack for timing, my fellow. I found the site of a new cross. Take this.
Got a new map. Do we? Oh, we have a way to get to the map. Okay. That's different than getting a new map. And yes, I know Malekith is a wolf, but you know what? In my world, Malekith is a cat.
Hello again. Did you meet my compatriots? They're quite the congregation, from places as far and wide as you can imagine. Doubtless it'd have all come to blows at first glance, were it not for the charm kindly Mikula put upon us. This is what allows us to serve together, the work of a living God.
Ask about Hornsent.
Wondering about the Hornsent, are you? True enough. In any other circumstance, he'd be at our throats. Long ago, Queen Marika commanded Sir Messmer to purge the Tower folk, a cleansing by fire. It's no wonder the Hornsent holds the Erdtree in contempt. That aside...
Anyway, sorry, that was a long rant. But I can't tell you how much it pisses me off. That a game of this caliber from this developer who is so well respected has input reading for their boss. It's like the lowest of the low AI. It's not even AI. You should absolutely be ashamed of yourself if that's how you're approaching your boss AI. Let's see. I abandon here my heart. Yeah, you have a fun looking heart, my friend. Okay, I suppose we should try to get the map. Yeah, let's try to do that. Oh, actually, now that we're not fighting a boss, I can probably... Let's see, is Rivers of Blood the one I want to use? I mean... I haven't upgraded the Hand of Melania. Ooh, another horsey fight. Oh, you're nasty. That's right. Into the mud, Scum Queen. Skadu at Altus. Okay, we got more map. Oh wow, okay. That's a significantly more map. But we should do some exploration while we're here. Well, I mean, we should probably go back to the other area as well. I certainly didn't find everything in the other area. Surprise. Stones, stones, stones. We're heading towards this lake. I wish they would have updated the interface. Oh well, what can you do? It is an expansion after all, not a new game. Yeah, but of course everything hits like a truck in this game. I mean, I guess they are trying to give you that feeling of playing the original, like, at like level 1. Where things can kill you in, 3 to 5 hits, but I feel it's like a little ridiculous. Where's the reward in building up my character? I spent all these years building this character to kind of max him out. And then in the next game, they just amp up the damage so much that it's like I'm at level 1 again. Oh, that's a big boy. Are you the lady of the lake? Well, that's disappointing. Not into bears. It's not Baldur's Gate. Is there anything here? Does it know that I'm around? I don't know. I said if we find any more like super obvious signs that enemies are input reading while we're fighting them, then I'll use the spirit ashes. Otherwise, we'll try to do it without spirit ashes and see how well we can fare. Likely we'll have to use it for something like this. I mean, this is a big boy. I'm sure his poops could kill us. This is a rather precarious place for me to be. Ooh. Nice cross check, my friend. do that, but okay. It's rather convenient. What the heck happened there? What the? That's so weird. He actually smacked his face right into that tree and slid down it, like all comic book style, or cartoon style. That was straight out of Looney Tunes. Do I have any rooms? Oh, I have some. It is funny that he'll just automatically turn as soon as you get close to him. Up until then, he wasn't particularly bothered by you. I want to fight him in the dark. Come on, really? What do we have here? Critical hits. I think we want this one to be the stealth one. Not that this game is encouraging stealth. I mean, it's quite the opposite. It really doesn't encourage stealth at all. I mean, the stealth was kind of lousy in the base game. And I don't think it was all that highly used. Area attack. God, everything does like half damage now. Oh, I forgot about the cool guys. Oh, guess you guys weren't friends. He seems to have a solution for everything. Running too far. Ground pound. Getting too close. Ground pound. Or I guess the other one's a rock throw, is like Malekith. Okay, now I gotta take care of the other bears first. Damn it. I don't even know where they all are. What the hell am I targeting? It's not a bear. Yeah, it's getting dark. I hate fighting in the dark. That's like a whole set of stuff. Okay. Two bears, weren't there? I don't know if the other one's going to participate in the fight. I don't think it's close enough. Oh, okay. All right. I guess there were 3 bears. Did I lose track of that giant bear? Okay, there's a lot more of these guys than I thought there would be. There's another bear? Oh my god, how many of these things are there? You got a hard enough time dealing with your big ass cousin there. So all my sound is concealed. Let's see if he just turns around like he normally does. He said, no healing for you. Okay. I gotta hunt around all these external bears. Otherwise, they're going to get involved in the fight. And I definitely don't want that. You know, we can always try our dagger build again. It's a fun build. It's just in the realm of this world where everything does half damage. I mean, you know, it's kind of tough to stick to it. Especially since these are not like high damage devices. They're for stealth builds, but I mean, this game is not about stealth at all. Oh, hi. Cat's out of the bag on this one. Because the crappy thing is, I'll do all this, and then every time I die, I have to do all this over again. It's like, come on, it's such busy work. It's part of the reason why this game consumes so many hours. It's filled with kind of just busy work. Along with some exciting fights, and unfortunately some input reading. This one doesn't feel like there's input reading going on, although now that I know that it's there, I don't feel like I can trust this game to give me a fair fight. So, is that asking too much? Just having a fair fight? Maybe people don't expect that. Maybe I have different expectations than other people when they play a game like this. It's like, we don't want it to be fair. We want it to be really hard. I'm like, well, I mean, if that's what you want, I guess. Personally, I feel like I should have earned my fight versus being lucky that, you know, I caught the computer in like a corner it couldn't get out of or something silly like that, you know. So far, we've gotten halfway through. I guess I could switch them too. It's like this guy though. The main. Don't have any runes to save at this point. Let's see how much of a jerk it'll let me be. There's promise in that one. I do like the way this forest looks. I mean, it's nice and dense. All, you know, different types of foliage here. I mean, art's always been the most solid thing about a From Software game. Although the ray trace lighting, maybe I need to change the DLSS mode, but it tends to look a little weird. Like there tends to be some aliasing and some breakup. You know, when you see the light peering through the trees. So I may have to set this to quality mode anyway. I can never dodge that. Oh, some other bear is getting me. God damn it. You... not invited to this fight. Between me and Papa Bear. Lose my lock on. What the heck? Excuse me? Can I have my lock on back? This is where this camera. It's from 20 years ago. I just have no idea where that's going to go. Oh, wait, what? Oh, did I not pick, return me to the stake? Man, I gotta go back there now. Not that it was far. I just... it just kinda sucks, that's all. Yeah, the clipping's maybe a little closer than it probably should be, but You know, it's all right. We put up with it in Rise of the Ronin. We can certainly put up with it here. I think my shield boys might be too slow for this fight. I mean, he gets some good distance on you. Let's go find some other bears here before we engage too much. I wish I had another button to call the horse. Having to flip through your usable items like that, I mean, it's not great. Like I said, in a game where all the attacks are half your health, you better make sure you're at full health at all times. Seems like that's the lesson of the day in this game. Camera's still balls. Usually the roars don't kill you, they just stun you. I don't know. We could try to Malekith it, but it's just that, God, his weapon is so slow. Like, Malekith is such a cool boss. He had such a cool fight, but man, his weapon is just balls. Yeah, I can't defend the use of his weapon. It's so crappy. I mean, I think these daggers are actually better than his weapon. Thought I rolled. Kind of hard to tell if I rolled when the boss just takes up the entirety of the screen. You know what I think is feels wrong about this game is that it feels like it's a game that's running at 30 frames, even though it's animated at 60. You know what I mean? Like it feels like this. It feels like it's kind of sluggish, like a 30-frame game would be. So I kind of wonder if, like, they really didn't, account for the fact that people are going to be wanting to run this game at 60 frames. Because, like I said, the response time, like when you get knocked, or when you hit the dodge button, but maybe you hit it too late, and you get knocked down, having that dodge suddenly activate when you get up, it's like, okay, well, that seems like the input is way delayed. Which again, I would expect out of a 30-frame game. Cameras just suck so much. Still think it's amazing they haven't figured out how to work the camera yet. They've been at these games for a long time, and no matter what, even in the open field, the camera just doesn't seem to work very well. It's like it's okay to pull out the perspective when you're fighting something that big. You know, instead of having the lock on just be at the center mass of the thing. I said we never really had this problem in Settled Blade. Never really had this problem in Liza P. Well, I guess it's not totally true. Sometimes it did happen in Liza P, but nowhere near as often as this. And this is only the second boss we fought. I guess technically the third, but we walked out of that room on the third one. I guess we could go back there if this isn't working out. I just can't even see what's going on necessarily with the camera being so close. There's no POV options either, so you can't really do anything about the field of view. You're just kind of stuck with it. See, this one doesn't feel like input reading, although he does rather coincidentally throw the Malekith rocks whenever I'm healing. I mean, it's awful convenient timing. But again, that doesn't feel like input reading. It's not happening like the second I heal, like it did in the Renala fight. Really? You can see me? Yeah, I had to call the boys on this one. I think From just needs to not concentrate on bigger monsters. It's just that's whenever the camera just really goes crazy. Like, it's okay to just have like maybe slightly larger human monsters, like with the Banished Warriors or the Banished Knights. I thought those were perfectly fine. You know, they were a little bigger, but then the camera wasn't quite so bad, except for when you had to fight inside of a room. Like when we were fighting the one in the church, that was kind of messed up one. But in a big open area like this, I just like the camera shouldn't just flip out all the time. Two of them, huh? Okay, what? Wait, what? Really? Oh, I got hit by the charge. That's so weird. I felt that I rolled in time. Actually, why don't we bring in Tish? I don't think the Mimic tier is going to be good for this. Maybe one of the archers would be okay. Let's try this one. I'm always looking for a way to use Latiana too, so maybe she'll actually be useful in this fight. I mean, they've had 2 years to rework all their old summons to not be so only 2 of them are actually good. I would hope in that amount of time that they, you know, would have figured something out for all the other ashes. Kind of hard to say though, it is FromSoft. Not the kings of innovation. Apparently he knows the heal animation. give Lieutenant a try. Let's see if they maybe made her not useless. Let's see if they made her not useless. Probably not. I don't imagine they even touch the old code that much. That's gonna be my guess. It's like new code, new day, buddy. Ain't got time to be looking over that old code. Actually, Tisha wasn't a bad choice. Ah, of course. I mean, she's not doing bad. Almost. I wonder what the Mimic Tear would do. The Mimic Tear's kind of useless. I wish they wouldn't have nerfed it so much. So far, Letitia was the best one, actually. Okay, what would a stupid version of me do? Besides what the smart version of me would also do. Ah, son of a bitch. Again, not bad. Oh, I guess we could bring the boys in. The problem with that is that they have such low HP. And they kind of stick a little really close to each other. In a fight like this, where there's a ton of area of attacks and they basically do full damage, I don't know how well they're going to fare. I guess we'll find out. A little bit of experimentation, kind of what the game's about. You know, in some instances. Just never know when that's going to happen. The boys are good. I don't know why I doubt them. They've always been super useful. Pelt of Ralva. Okay, boys, time to go back. Oh, okay, never mind. You guys got it covered. You don't need me to tell you. Just got a pelt. That's it. I feel that's not really that good of a reward, if I'm going to be honest with you. And it's worse than what I have. That's nice. It's worse than the cat imp head. Okay, so the boss here. Maybe there's some here, some stuff over here. There's a castle here. Okay, I don't know how I would get down there necessarily. I guess we have to go all the way around. That was a big-ass castle. Am I supposed to be going to that big-ass castle yet? I kind of feel the answer is no on that. But that didn't stop me from going to that other big-ass castle, so yeah. C'est la vie. Right, on our way. Oh, there's a little village here. Or, well, it's not really a village, it's a military camp. Hello, friend. We aren't gonna fight enemies and the giant fire basket, are we? Because I don't really want to do that. So you're nearsighted? I hope so. Another thing I wish they would fix is, you know, when you're doing certain attacks in the boss fights, how it removes the lock on. Not that the lock on is all that useful sometimes, but still, it's like, okay, just because I got knocked down doesn't mean that the lock on should disappear. Or just because, you know, I do a riposte attack doesn't mean that the lock on should disappear either. It's like, it's like, why do these things still happen? It's just weird bugs, and I know that's a bug. I don't think that's intended behavior. Are there dogs? I'm sure there are dogs. I mean, it's a freaking Elden. It's a From Software game. Damn, we're at Christmas. That's good eyesight, son. Yeah, that basket case is awful close. I don't really like it. I don't like the idea of trying to handle that guy, along with all of his little minions. I mean, Ronaldo was a pain in the ass. I can't imagine him being a walk in the park. I know this is not a stealth game. I mean, the stealth sucks in this game, but let me have some moment of joy in this. I'd rather be playing Stellar Blade. Or Lies of P. Stuck in this ancient engine. Oh, that's not very nice at all, my friend. Oh, oops. Yeah, don't do that. Squat and heal. That is my motto. I gotta reevaluate my life if squat and heal is my motto. Okay, where were those archers? Pain in the asses. Were they up here? Oh, they're farther up. Can we get through undetected? That's the hard part. Guess that would be a no. Or a yes. Maybe a yes. You know, he can't grab ledges or anything that you would kind of think he would have the ability to do in this game. It's so weird, the things that they didn't put in. When you consider all the things they did put in. But, you know, a game has to release at some point in time, so I imagine that had more to do with anything than whether or not they wanted to have characters have a certain ability or not. No, it's a rather large castle. Sorry, this is not about doing the smart thing. This is more about revenge. Look at you, messy guys. Kicking up dirt. Somebody has to clean that stuff up, you know. Raising a barn. I mean, they probably were raising a barn. Not saying that barns aren't fine places to raise your children, but I wouldn't make that my first choice. Maybe a third choice. You know, next to the back seat of a car. Or nowadays, the front seat, you know, you have auto driving now. So I'm a classy person. Where are the dogs? There's got to be some dogs here. Cannot tell me there's a military encampment in a From Software game that doesn't have any dogs. That's unheard of. Hiding around a corner, waiting to bite your balls off. Now, should I attempt to even go into the castle? It seems like that's a place that you would end up finishing a game, not necessarily picking as your third location. Well, I mean, I guess second location. The first location is just your default location. Not a whole lot of picking you can do on that one. Alright, well, maybe they're willing to buy some Girl Scout cookies. And so too has a powerful charm. Huh? What does that mean? Oh. That looks bad. What the hell is so damn dark in here? Alright. Let's get killed by the next thing, whatever it is, and then we'll call it a night. I guess that would be you. Hello, friend. Oh, it's stuck on my wrist, damn it. Okay, one more time. That probably wasn't. This interface just sucks. Interface just sucks so much. I just didn't realize that I had to switch to my healing vials. Should we call the boys in? What do you think? Oh, they're doing fine. I'm the one that's in trouble. What are you doing now? We almost got him. I just, once again, you lose your lock on just because. Because some people want to call this game of the year, even though it has like a number of problems that other games have solved. I don't know. I guess fanboys be fanboying, huh? Okay, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, running on PC. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.